Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing today? Mikey's back with a dip review. Today, I'm continuing with my journey through Skoal, through Skoal. Yeah, I'm going through a skull. No, Skoal, as in cheers in Swedish. Anyway, today, Skoal, classic, straight, kind of a brown, off brown, heading towards red, copper type brownish color there. This is their classic straight long cut with the obligatory government label. On the side, you are looking at, you got the branding, Skoal Classic Straight, long cut, a little bit of writing there we'll get into in just a moment, the obligatory UPC code, the government warning, and a little bit more branding and some more lettering. On the back, you have their guaranteed fresh stamp and a best by date, which I have until August 10th of 2025. I'm recording this on July 5th. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Survived the night. It's remarkable. There weren't as many fireworks last night as there have been in past years. Either that or I've gotten really good at sleeping through them. I don't know which. Anyway, yeah. I think my neighbors, 3, 4 houses down, half a block away, past several 5, 10 years, it's like they go up to Washington State, go on to one of the reservations there, and they come back with probably a couple $1,000s worth of illegal fireworks, mortars, all that stuff, setting it off. They've been doing that for years. This year, not much. So either A, they're broke, or somebody's in jail. I don't know which. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of the family they are. Yeah, they're either broke or they're in jail or they're spending a couple of grand on stuff that they shouldn't be spending a couple of grand on. But I digress. Skoal Classic Straight. This is smokeless tobacco, 100% American tobacco. Sale only allowed in the United States, and underage sale is prohibited. This is your standard 1.2 ounce can, which is 34.02 grams for you metric folks. Tax Class M, as is all dipping tobacco. U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company, U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company, Nashville, Tennessee, and it has their 800 number and their website. And let me crack this bad boy open. Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. I'm not sure when I'm going to post this for general viewing, but if you've seen a couple of my other videos, I've mentioned I've been talking to Tractor Supply Company about a possible changing jobs, going over there to manage one of their stores. They're moving into our area. And I've made it through the third round of interviews. There's usually a 4 or 5 round interview process when they bring new store managers on. I've made it past level 3. I should be hearing back from them sometime early next week and figure out what the next step is. And I don't know if they're going to give me another interview or if they're going to pass me on to the final boss where I talk to the regional manager where I can actually start getting some answers about how much they pay. Right now, all I have is internet related estimates on how much they pay, but I haven't heard any real dollar amounts from them yet. Ooh, yep, this smells like a straight. There we go. Look at that. There's your money shot of Skoal. Get you a little bit of a lid shot here, and I give you a little bit of what the cut looks like. It looks fairly consistent. The length is fairly consistent throughout it. The width varies a little bit. Some of them are a little thinner than others. It has that nice classic straight aroma. There's nothing really one way or another. It's kind of hard to describe the way straights smell. When you say straight, the flavor profile of straight is a wide range. It's probably the widest flavor profile range of pretty much any dip that's out there. You got mint, you got wintergreen, you got natural, and then you got straight. Yeah. You can run from smoky, run from sweet, little tangy, not so tangy. Some have more of a cola flavor to them. Some don't. They're just like a barbecue sauce almost. It's all over the place when it comes to straights. And that's why if you like the flavor of a straight, check check out some other ones because there's a vast difference in flavor profiles from one brand to another, and it's weird. It's weird. I'll just put it that way. This actually has a decent amount of moisture for a Skoal product. Skoal products tend to be a little on the drier side. This stuff here, they're straight. It seems to be sauced up a little bit better. Skoal does have a nice pinchability. Doesn't take much to get in there and get yourself a nice pinch. Nice pinch of Skoal. Yep, it's a straight. Pardon me, by the way. I cut my lip the other day. Just noticed that. I was like, oh, wow, I got a spot. That's not I'm not dribbling dip. I got popped in the mouth with a shelf. Yeah. So, yeah, I split my lip a little bit, which sucks. But it is what it is. I've also been fighting a war with rats here in the garage. I can hear one scurrying around out there. This time of year it gets drier around here, and then the rats start venturing indoors looking for water. I opened the garage door the other morning, flicked the light on, then the rafters were kind of moving a little bit, so got myself some dip hiccups. Now, this is the first nicotine I have had in a day and a half. I just got really busy at work and everything else going on with this job interview stuff, and I just haven't really had time to enjoy my nicotine. And so, I've got a day and a half without nicotine. So this is welcome. And I can tell I have gone a day and a half without nicotine because I'm getting the nicotine hiccups from Skoal. Now, Skoal tends to be, a lot of people consider it a beginner dip. It's not necessarily so. It's a good dip for beginners. But there are a lot of old-time dippers. Skoal is their go-to. Why? Because it pinches easy. It holds together incredibly well. I'm here yammering, talking. This isn't going anywhere. Did I just crack that open? Am I bleeding? It almost looks redder. Maybe I did. Maybe all my yammering. I may have cracked that open again. Oh well. Hard to tell. Yeah, having a split lip. I haven't had that. Haven't been hit dead center in a long time. Yep, it's a little bit. Bleeding just a touch. Sorry, guys. Not much, just a little. But yeah, between the job interviews, this is our busy time at work. I do have a good working relationship with my current boss. He knows I'm talking to Tractor Supply. And he's been trying to talk me out of it without trying to talk me out of it. You do know that, they're a big corporate store, and it's going to be a bit different from working for me, a small business. Like, yeah, I've worked for big corporate stores before. I know the difference between the two. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. Work for a smaller store, you got a little more flexibility. Talking to the man in charge, a lot easier. Stuff like that. However, sometimes working for a smaller business, the benefits and pay aren't quite as good because they can't really compete with the big boys, but they do what they can. And sometimes you'll run into an owner or something that's extremely hands-on and likes to micromanage the business. They hire you to manage their store, but they want to get their fingers in everything. Luckily, I don't work for one of those. Busy talking and then he swallowed a bunch of spit. Ooh. That's juicing up incredibly well. I think Yeah. I probably shouldn't be doing this right now because the more I talk and the more my lip is splitting. Skoal is very well balanced. Very well balanced. It's sweet. It's got some tang to it. It has a slight smokiness to it. It's a little bit of everything. A lot of them straights out there, they lean towards more one or the other. They're either really sweet or they're more smoky or they got an insane amount of tang to them. Skoal kind of hits on all of those notes. They do a really good job of being balanced. I lovingly refer to Skoal as the Jedi Master of the dip world. It tries to bring balance to whatever it does. Not too much of this, not too much of that, just a nice even balance. So yeah, their straight it's tasty. I haven't had any straight probably for a month and a half. I like straights. They're just not my go-to. Um, I'll buy a can of straight. I'll dip through it, and then I won't touch it for 4 or 5 cans. I go through a few other cans of other stuff. It's like, I haven't had a straight in a while. It's not my I gotta have a straight. But whenever I do get a straight, I enjoy them. It's just not one I automatically reach for. I don't know why. That's just the way my tastes go. But yeah. Skoal, like I said, with everything they do, not too strong of this, not too strong of that. There are a couple of notable exceptions on some of their product line. We'll get to those further down the reviews. But their straight is quite enjoyable. If you like something that has the sweet, the tangy, a little bit of smoky, not too much of any of it, it's just a nice, classic, straight flavor, give Skoal a try. If you like something that's a little more smoky, I would go with Copenhagen. Something more sweet, go with Stoker's. Something that's got a bit of a tang to it, or a higher nicotine content, maybe go Kodiak. Or Grizzly. And that lip, I swear. The more I talk, the more I'm opening it back up. I probably shouldn't be doing this review. Oh well. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm bored. I'm awake. Yeah. But yeah, I'm curious to see how much Tractor Supply is going to pay. They may try and lowball me, and I'll stay where I'm at. I told the owner, says it all comes down to pay. If they dangle a pretty big carrot in front of my face, I'll take it. He understands that. Plus, I can have the ability with Tractor Supply, because they're a nationwide chain, to transfer sometime in the future to another store that's closer to my grandkids. That's huge. Downside of working for a place like Tractor Supply is they're a corporate. Like I said, corporate stores, if you're working for a large corporate entity, they have their advantages and disadvantages. One of the advantages is good pay, better benefits, more locations to transfer to. And one thing that's a disadvantage, but it's also an advantage, is they're streamlined. They try and have all their locations be pretty much the same, just for the sake of maintaining sanity. When you got a couple thousand stores, it's a good idea to have them streamlined, because if they're all doing their own thing, it can be chaos. So they tend to be very well streamlined, run them all pretty much the same, which is good because you can walk into one store or another. The layout will pretty much be the same. Store policies will be the same. Pricing will be very similar. It might vary slightly from one region of the country to another, depending on local economics and sourcing availability and stuff like that. But I won't bore you guys to death with profit margins and cost of goods and profit margins and cost of labor and overhead and all that fun stuff that I usually have to go through reports and look at on a daily basis. Yay. But yeah. They're streamlined. They're all the same. It can be an advantage. It can also be a disadvantage, because sometimes you don't have the ability to flex quite as much. From what I understand, Tractor Supply does give you a little bit. You can flex a little bit depending on your area. But a large part of that has already been determined by people above my pay grade, which takes something off my plate, which is cool. But sometimes if there's a particular product that you know sells well in your area and they don't carry it, you may not have the ability to bring it in. That's just the way it is. But anyway, I'll probably find out sometime in the next 7 days or so whether or not they're going to make me an offer. And I hope it's a good offer. Because opening a new store can be fun. Oh, it can be fun. You walk in just a big empty building, you hire a crew, everybody's excited, starting a new job, something new and exciting. In just a few weeks, you fill that building up, it's full of product, you have a big grand opening, people are excited, and within hours, the customers completely destroy your store. And then you put it back together and you do it again the next day. I mean, long hours where you're putting a store together, but oh, it's fun. It is so much fun. If you thrive on stress and anxiety and excitement, which I do. Yeah, it's my way of life. Stress, anxiety, excitement. Yay! Anyway, my microphone battery died, so I hope you guys are still hearing me. I just realized that. Anyway, Skoal straight, sweet, tangy, smoky, not too much of any of them. It's a very well-balanced product. Some guys diss on Skoal, but if you're looking for a nice, well-balanced product with moderate nicotine hit, it's not going to bowl you over. It's definitely worth giving it a shot. And I have rambled on long enough. Anyway, Skoal straight. Worth a shot if you like straights. I will catch you all later with another Dip, Chew, Snoo, Snuff, or alternate product review, hopefully without a split lip. And until then, you all take care. Enjoy your summer. Peace out.